Recall that the House adopted the report of the Committee of the Whole on the bill on Tuesday, 18th November 2025. The seventh order of the day is the third reading of a bill for an act to amend the Federal Universities of Technology Act, Cap F23 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, to provide for establishment of Federal University of Technology, Yaba, Lagos State, and for related matters, standing in the name of the House Leader. Honorable members will recall that the House adopted the report of the Committee of the Whole on the bill on Tuesday, 18th November 2025. The eighth order of the day is the third reading of a bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act, Cap A 12 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004 as amended, to make provisions for establishment of Federal College of Agriculture, Zaria, Kaduna State, and for related matters, standing in the name of the House Leader. Honorable members will recall that the House adopted the report of the Committee of the Whole on the bill on Tuesday, 18th November 2025. The ninth order of the day is the third reading of a bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act, Cap A12 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004 as amended, to make provision for establishment of Federal College of Veterinary and Animal Sciences, Zaria, Kaduna State, and for related matters, standing in the name of the House Leader. Honorable members will recall that the House adopted the report of the Committee of the Whole on the bill on Tuesday, 18th November 2025. Honorable colleagues, the 10th order of the day is the third reading of a bill for an act to provide for the enactment of Child Online Access Protection Bill and for other issues of online violence against the Nigerian child and for related matters, standing in the name of the House Leader. Honorable members will recall that the House adopted the report of the Committee of the Whole on the bill on Tuesday, 18th November 2025. I therefore call on the House Leader to move that the 10 bills be read the third time.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for this opportunity. I rise to move that the bills that you have effectively listed be read the third time. So move.
Minority Leader, please can you second?
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion that the listed 10 bills be read a third time. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Professor Julius Ihonvere, representing the wonderful people of Owan Federal Constituency, Edo State.
Clerk.
Right, Honorable Speaker, Honorable
Kenga, Honorable Jega.
A bill for an act to establish Federal College of Nursing and Midwifery, Zaria, Kaduna State. Provide training and research in general nursing, midwifery, and other specialties of nursing and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to repeal the National Honours Act, N43, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004. And Nigerian National Merit Award Act, N122, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004. And enact the Nigerian National Honours and Merit Award Commission to, among other things, provide for establishment of a commission to regulate matters related to National Honours and Merit Award in Nigeria and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act 2022 and provide for establishment of Federal Medical Center, Kumo, Gombe State, and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to establish Petroleum Training Institute, Ibeno, Akwa Ibom State, to provide courses of instruction training and research in petroleum technology, and to produce technicians and other skilled personnel required to run the petroleum industry and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act 2022, provide for establishment of Federal Medical Center, Ole, Delta State, and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to amend the Federal Polytechnics Act, CAF F17, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, to, among other things, review the functions of the polytechnics and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to amend the Federal Universities of Technology Act, CAF F23, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, to provide for establishment of Federal University of Technology, Yaba, Lagos State, and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act, CAF A12, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, as amended to make provision for establishment of Federal College of Agriculture, Zaria, Kaduna State, and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act, CAF A12, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, as amended to make provision for establishment of Federal College of Veterinary and Animal Sciences, Zaria, Kaduna State, and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to provide for the enactment of Child Online Access Protection Bill and other issues of online violence against the Nigerian child and for related matters. Third reading.
Honorable Gaza, allow speaker to concentrate.
All the 10 bills read for the third time are passed. The 12th order of the day is consideration of report on the draft resolutions of the House of Representatives on national security reform and enhancement. Honorable members will recall that the report was led on Tuesday, 2nd December 2025. The House Leader will move for its consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yesterday,
Sorry, Leader, I think I skipped 11th. I read 12. So please.
I insist I should be compensated
So
for this.
please let me take that one.
Thank you, sir.
Honorable colleagues, the 11th order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of the constitutional alteration bills. I will now invite the Chairman Committee on Rules and Business to move that the House do suspend Order Rule 7, 2 of the Standing Orders of the House of Representatives to enable debate on the constitutional alteration bills be taken simultaneously. Go ahead. What point of order?
Okay, I step down my point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Francis A. Girogane, YFS my name.
Point of
I
order, sir.
represent the entire people of Ughelli North, Ughelli South, and I'm from Delta State.
Point of order, sir.
Mr. Speaker, I crave your indulgence and the indulgence of honorable members.
Point of order, sir.
Former Chairman Nema. Former Chairman Nema.
Ba zan kashe ba.
Honorable Abe. Honorable Abe. Honorable Zakaria. Touch Honorable. Honorable Ibe. Go back to your seat, please. You are distracting minority leader. Please. Go back to sit down with your fob. See her there. Honorable Taroni. Honorable Taroni, it's not yet your time. You can go back to your seat. Job is on the queue. Please. Former leader, Right Honorable Adodogwa, please, we are in the session.
Point of order,
Allow
sir.
speaker so they can concentrate on today's
Honorable
activities.
colleagues,
Thank you.
please, let's be accordingly guided that there is a mistake in the narration of our 11th order. Is supposed to be laying of reports, not debate on the general principles of the constitutional alteration bills. And by the leave of the Speaker, I am asking the clerk to effect this necessary correction on the narration, to read laying of the report of the Committee on Constitutional Amendments in respect of constitutional alteration bills. And I will use this opportunity to call on the chairman of the committee to move for the laying of these reports.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the Speaker of the 10th Assembly. Honorable colleagues, my name is Benjamin Okezie Carlo. I represent the good people of Nigeria, starting from Bende Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, by the leave of the House, I'm the chairman of the Committee on Constitutional Review. I rise this morning to move that, having completed our work on the first phase of the constitutional amendment, that the House grant me the leave to lay the report of what we have done in these 2 years. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
The minority leader, I think you are the deputy chair, right? Who is the deputy chair? House leader. Please go ahead and second.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Professor Julius Inhovere, Owan Federal Constituency, Edo State. I rise to second motion ably moved by the chairman of the Constitutional Review Committee and Deputy Speaker of this very highly regarded House. As ably moved, I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Honorable colleagues, be accordingly guided as well. Please, DS, proceed and lay the report. Tomorrow, we will be considering, have a session for the consideration of these constitutional alteration bills. So you are all invited to come and participate, please. Tomorrow. Thank you. The 12th order of the day is consideration of report on the draft resolution of the House of Representatives on national security reform and enhancement. Honorable members will recall that the report was laid on Tuesday, 2nd December 2025. The House leader will move for its consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to move that the House will consider the report of the draft resolution of the House of Representatives on national security reform and enhancement of the rising security across the Federation as adopted from the security debates and approved recommendation therein. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion for consideration of the report. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. The House Leader, please can you move for the House to resolve to the Committee of the Whole to consider these reports?
Thank you, great Speaker. I rise to move that the House will resolve to the Committee of the Whole to consider the report of the draft resolutions of the House on national security reform and enhancement as adopted from security debates. I so move.
The Minority Leader.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to second that the House move to Committee of the Whole. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. House has resolved to the Committee of the Whole. Reminding
You know we shared yesterday. Let me give my own copy.
Honorable colleagues, the House now has resumed in the committee of the whole, where the Speaker sits as the chairman. And we have one single document to consider. And this document has to do with what we started with yesterday, and we said it would be good for you to read it up, and then we'll finish up today. It's about the resolutions or recommendations that will become resolution at the end of this engagement, after the 1 week of debate. I am sure honorable members have read it. There are 54 resolutions captured. We are going to go through them because Nigerians need to know what we are recommending. So I will read it one after the other. Clause 1, that all security expenditure should be placed on first-line charge to guarantee predictable and timely funding, and all approved security budget must be fully and promptly disbursed. You know, these are these are recommendations, and the executives will look at them as the voice of the parliament and adapt each one that will help them achieve the national objectives of this country. Number 2, and this is on fiscal measures for security enhancement. Number 2, page 2, is in our book known as number 6, that in recognition of the established link between cash-based economies and the financing of terrorism, banditry, ransom payments, and other criminal enterprises, the House recommends a phased strengthening of cashless transaction framework nationwide. Accordingly, the House urges the executive, the central bank, and financial institution to expand and upgrade secure e-bank infrastructure, particularly in rural and undeserved areas, to ensure reliability, accessibility, and public confidence. Carried. Number 7. Carried. Under institutional and operational reform, number 8. Carried. Carried. You want the content, you want to hear it? He reads that the military supercamp strategy be formally reviewed, given its operational limitations, including reduced territorial presence and increased community vulnerability, and that the armed forces consider a return to forward operating bases and sustaining community level of deployment as a more effective doctrine for securing affected areas. Carried. Number 9, that the new army formation, police division, and civil defense unit be established or expanded in volatile region, high-risk areas, and strategic location. Carried. Number 10, that security coverage for schools, worship centers, markets, and other soft targets should be strengthened through coordinated preventive measures and improved rapid response capacity. This should include enhanced implementation of the Safe School Initiative with attention to risk assessment, perimeter protection, CCTV, early warning systems, and community-based reporting to protect pupils, teachers, and other vulnerable groups. Carried. That the national security architecture be modernized through reforms in training, doctrine, ICT, command, procurement, and welfare standard. Carried. Number 12, all public CCTV systems should be reactivated, upgraded, and where necessary, complemented with new installations and integrated into a national and subnational surveillance grid. Carried. 13, that actionable intelligence generated by the Department of State Services and other security agencies, including intelligence shared across agencies, should be proactively operationalized by all security formations with strengthened interstate collaboration, particularly along border corridors and other high-risk zones. Carried. That the process to establish state police be expedited through constitutional amendment, placing policing on the concurrent legislative list. Carried.
Carried.
That deployment of police and military personnel for VIP protection should be significantly reduced with a clear downscaling of security details attached to political office holders in full compliance with the presidential directive. The released personnel should be reassigned to strengthen critical operations nationwide.
Chairman, I think it says that it should be diligently enforced, not significantly reduced.
Diligently
enforced.
Enforce.
Yeah.
Diligently enforce. Correction. Carried. Under intelligence, technology, and surveillance, number 16.
Mr. Speaker, before we go in, Mr. Speaker, sir, Mr. Chairman, we go into, Mr. Speaker, I am Honorable Architect Austin Asuma Chadon. I think before we go into the next one, under intelligence and technology and surveillance, there's something that I think is left out here, sir. Because we discussed about villagers that have been driven from their homes, and from our recommendation here, we have not captured that.
Please, can you wait until we finish the whole recommendation, please?
Okay, then we'll come into that.
Please, go through the recommendation. When we finish, if there are items that was not taken care of, you raise it.
Okay, sir.
Not in the middle of the recommendation.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Please, can you turn off your microphone, please? You know, why we gave you this thing yesterday is for you to make your observations. And if you have anyone you need to comment, when we get to that, you make your comment on that issue. You still want me to read all of them one by one? Okay. All right, let's continue. Number 16, that intelligence gathering to be strengthened at the community level and systematically linked to national system. The intelligence gathering be strengthened at the community level and systematically linked to national systems. You have issues there? Number 16. On 16? Okay, before we carry 16, let us hear you on 15.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, my honorable colleagues. I'm Abubakar Maki Eleman. I'm from Jigawa State. I represent Manamudur Kaugama constituency. Mr. Chairman, my honorable colleagues, This number 15, as a Parliament, we need to go through it. We agree it's a presidential order because the kind of pressure I'm receiving both from the leadership and my honorable colleagues, particularly on withdrawing these police officers from the VIPs. We should mention clearly certain areas of exemption. Otherwise, if we debate it here and we passed it, so still they will hang on it and deny us.
Okay, are you talking about
protection.
the VIP status?
Yeah, that's very correct, sir.
But you are not VIP. You are government officers.
No, sir, I can give you, I can cite an example.
You are not classified as VIP.
Mr.
It should
Chairman,
not supposed to affect you.
Mr. Chairman, I can cite an example. Even leader, he know what we passed through for him even to have an escort from National Assembly to his own constituents. He know what we passed through. And it's based
You
on
are the chairman police. Please tell the police that the members of National Assembly are not VIPs.
And we should clearly,
Wait,
since we have the opportunity on this debate on this issue,
but I want you.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that I may have a backing.
Leader of the business of the government.
Clearly.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I understand the points being made by...
Please, I want us to listen to this conversation. It affects everyone.
Maki. And I think it is important. And we can make it VIP protection should be diligently enforced with the exception of serving national officers. Yes, national officers.
Okay, propose that amendment again. Propose the amendment.
We're not serving national,
Number 16, propose that amendment again, leader. Leader, propose the amendment to number 15 again. You propose amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That deployment of police and military personnel for VIP protection should be diligently enforced with the exception of serving national officers. Public officers, serving must be there. Well, public officers, okay, public officers.
Yeah.
Public elected.
No,
let's out the ministers.
Okay, please. Any seconder to this amendment? Any seconder? Yes, minority leader. Don't worry, we're coming back to you.
Mr. Chairman, my dear colleagues, thank you for the opportunity. I stand to second the amendment that we include except serving public officers. I so second.
Thank you. Those in support of this amendment say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Further amendments, Maki.
Yes, sir. My own is just an addition to what the amendment that they just passed. No. Yes, sir. So what I'm trying to say, you can see that those who are also going to be exempted, maybe one person will be engaged with 10 police officers, which is irrelevant. We need to specifically mention at least not to exceed 2 or 3 or even 1. No, it's very important because a situation, sir, a situation where one person will be followed with 10 police officers, while there are a lot of vulnerable areas that they're supposed to be engaged.
I think that will be extending the mandate parameter of the legislature into that of the executive. They have their own operational guideline based on the realities, because you might be 2 honorable members, your reality may not be the same with the reality of the person from Northeast or reality of the person in the Southwest. So based on the operational guidelines and expertise, they will be able to draw up a security plan that is suitable and tailored to protect you as a public officer. So let's not cage them. That would be mean doing their job for them. So that amendment is ruled out of order. All right. Number 15 as amended, carried. Yes, Satomi, you raise your hand. Is it on this same 15? Because we cannot go further behind 15. Is it on the 15? Okay, let's hear you.
Okay, here you go.
No, turn here. You can on. Your own is on.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's still on number 15. I think it's good we go by the president's pronouncement if we mean well for ourselves, because we are representing people and those people have no any form of protection. We are all crying for insecurity. So it's better we go by the president's directives that they should disband the SPU and all police escorts should be withdrawn for everyone. So that we go and strengthening the civil defense, as he mentioned. Civil defense are still intelligent people. They have the unit and they have the guns that we think that it will protect us. But let's know that in a peace nexus and development, there is no way, wherever you see a gun, there is no peace. So any advanced country, advanced system, they don't use guns to protect individual and VIPs. It's intelligence gathering technology that protects. So that's why let's go by the president's directives and we should obey as ordinary citizens that no police escort instead of using this clause. Now the outsiders will think that we're just doing it for ourselves to protect ourselves as we are scared of something. So I think we go by the resolution. If not, they said that the National Assembly declined that one, particularly this House. Let's respect the president's voice and go if we want everything to work. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, is that your amendment to the 15? So they should replace police with civil defense? So let me hear you. Are you saying, because number 15 is going with the president directives. Number 15 is not going against the president directive. We're only saying that the definition of VIP, what the interpretation means, whether public officers, serving public officers, like governors, like CJN, who is in charge of the courts, like speakers, like members, like senators, are exempted or not. Because I'm just imagining where the CJN will be moving and the justice of the Supreme Court and the justice of Court of Appeal during the election period, tribunals and all that, moving without protection. I'm just wondering. So why we want to pursue, equality, those who are protecting our justice system shouldn't be so exposed that they will be silenced before delivering the justice for which we selected them to work for the nation. For me, I would not be comfortable for the CJN of this country to move around without protection. I won't be comfortable to see the justices of Court of Appeal to move around without protection. So that is how, as a parliament, I'm thinking, and I wouldn't be comfortable seeing a governor moving around the country without protection, because not everybody will like him while he's serving. If we gave him immunity, for example, if we gave a governor immunity, it's because we want to protect him to focus on his work. Now, if you give him immunity and you take away his security, what is the essence of the immunity? He'll be distracted. So the definition of VIP must be deliberately done so that public officers who are serving the nation, who are not very important persons, I don't believe public servants are very important persons. They are just public servants. For the period they are serving. When they finish serving, they go. So I don't think defining governors, justices of federal courts in the country, and even state courts, and falls under VIP status. So there must be deliberate definition of these status. I don't know what you think, but I'm only presiding. I want to hear this conversation. Let's have this conversation. I give you first right of reply, then I open it up for others to comment. What do you think?
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. Your explanations clears everything. I think we will go by what is it on item 15. Thank you very much.
Okay, what did you say? Please put your microphone on. I want to hear you. I want you to be on record so that you won't be misquoted, that you want to remove your governor's protection.
With your clear explanations, I think number 15 is okay. I think we can leave it like this. Thank you for as amended. Thank you very much.
Thank you. But let me also mention, please, Maki. I know it's police. That's why you are raising your hand as chairman police. But let me also mention that there's no problem in bringing the civil defense on board in the protection of public officers. There's nothing wrong with that. They have been trained with taxpayers' money and they're effective. We passed the bill here, the law here. We energize them here. We have trained them. So if the country decides to use civil defense in place of police, but it should be done in a way that as you are removing protection of the police from the public officers, you are replacing with civil defense. Please, protection of public servants is what matters. It doesn't matter whether it is police or anybody, but the issue remains that you need officers, security officers of this government to be around those who should be protected while doing the work of the nation building. So I don't want you to go there and say, no, we say no to civil defense, we say yes to police. No, it's not about fancy. It's about the efficacy and the efficiency of the protection that the public officers need. I think that is what is most important. Maki, let me hear you, and then we'll come to Chairman Health.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, my honorable colleagues. This number 15 that we are talking about, we should try and understand it clearly. If we could recall vividly, this came up as a result of when Mr. President engaged the whole service chiefs, including the Inspector General of Police. It's based on the outcome of the sitting. Then he gave presidential pronouncement that all police officers, he mentioned it clearly, all police officers guiding BIPs should be withdrawn back to the headquarters and be reassigned on the duty they're supposed to be taking. In which, in compliance with the presidential order, the Inspector General of Police complied. He withdrew 11,566 across the nation. And then, Mr. President didn't stop that. He said any BIP want any protection or ADC or whatever you call them to be, he should liaise with the civil defense. Mr. President is aware that civil defense, they have the personnel, they have the train, they have the capacity. So let us go directly and speak on this number 15. Police officers are being withdrawn from the BIPs, whether governor, whether minister, whether National Assembly members, whoever. They didn't specify. And if we want to amend it, we should think that amendment that not all police officers that are attached to certain category of people should be withdrawn. So that at least, as a chairman of police affairs, I may have something being guiding me if I'm communicating with the Inspector General of Police in case of the pressures from my colleagues and other BIP personnel. Thank you very much, my honorable colleagues.
I think Mark, you are dragging this. We're dragging it because the amendment that came from the members captured their concern. The members who have voted on captured their concern. Let me repeat. Serving justices of this nation, serving governors of this nation, including members of parliament, are not VIPs. We are public servants. That's the truth. And we are in agreement that those who are serving the public, as the need arises, when they need security, should be protected. Whether it is by police or by civil defense, like we said here, it doesn't matter. But we don't want people who are administering justice, who are exposed to criminals, who may not like their judgment, to be classified as VIPs, and by virtue of that classification, their security removed, thereby exposing them. It will affect their independence in rendering justice. And you come on the side of the executive, the governors. Let's leave the legislature. You come on the side of the executive, the governors, you say withdraw their protection when they have normally political enemies, exposing them to those who may not like their face. When they have, on the other hand, immunity, how are they going to focus on the job they are doing? So those are the things the parliament will always, put into perspective in making our recommendation. And mind you, this is not law we are making. We are just making recommendation. It's not law. We are not making law on the directive of Mr. President. The President has already told us the areas he wants us to make laws immediately. He asks us by his declaration that we should immediately expedite the making of laws that has to do with state police. That is what he requested for. With all these directives coming from him, we are only giving recommendation. We cannot change his position. We can say this is how we understand it. This is our own interpretation. Thank you very much. Still on this issue?
Yes,
can
sir,
we
yes,
go
sir.
to 16?
Yes, sir. 15, sir.
15 as amended. 15 as amended. But if you are carrying, you have not added to that 15, whether police or civil defense. It doesn't need to. Okay, carried. Number 16, that intelligence gathering be strengthened at the community level and systematically linked to national system. Carried. 17, border security should be treated as a national emergency with the deployment of modern technologies such as drone, biometric system, sensors, satellite imagery, AI-enabled predictive analytics, and integrated early warning signals and systems, alongside physical deterrents such as moat in vulnerable border corridors. Carried. 18. Amendment to which one? On 17. Okay, the governor has gone, but we can listen to you.
Well, I can use my campaign voice.
Please look for microphone. You have to be recorded.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, distinguished colleagues. My amendment to 17 goes thus, and that the establishment of the National Border Guard Service be given a thought to monitor our borders in order to control the influx of unauthorized persons. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
What are you adding?
I'm adding that the establishment of the National Border Guard Service be given a thought to monitor our borders in order to control the influx of unauthorized persons into the country.
I don't know. I didn't get that amendment. What is the amendment trying to say? I didn't understand
It is
that.
an addition. It's intended to be an addition to 17, Mr. Chairman. At the end of border corridors, that is 17, and that the establishment of the National Border Guard Service be given a thought to monitor our borders in order to control the influx of unauthorized persons into the country.
That is the purpose of all the things that we wrote there. Modern technologies, biometric system, satellite images, sensors, AI-enabled predictive analytics, integrated early warning signals, and all the rest of them. But let's see if you have a seconder. If you have a seconder, we include it. Any seconder to that amendment? Yes, please, second.
Thank you very much, Chairman. My name is Boyega Isiaka. I represent Yewa North in Mekwa Federal Constituency. And I stand to second the motion ably moved by my colleague.
Those in support of this motion, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. On 17? Yes, please.
Thank you, Excellency, Mr. Chairman, my distinguished colleague. I remain Dauda Zakaria Nyampa, PhD, member representing the people of Madagali, Michika Federal Constituency from Adamawa State. Mr. Chairman, my colleagues, our leader, Professor Julius shared a very interested and important video on our platform this morning, and it has to do with border protection. My colleagues, the two local governments I represent, the Madagali and Michika, we are all border town. We know the porosity of our border. We know the importance of protecting our borders. We know the danger we faced because of the porosity, the easy movement. You don't need any serious means of transportation to cross our border, Mr. Chairman. I brought the attention of this honorable House based on the video we saw where the leader shared on our platform this morning, Mr. Chairman. It's very key that we add that as a recommendation. We should start to build our boundaries with other countries. We may start very small, but in the future it's very important that we protect our border. So I want this House, the border walls. So I want it to be added to these prayers, that if government can do that, it's very, very important. I so amend.
So move it as an amendment. So where do we add it?
Paragraph 17B, that walling of our border with other countries be constructed as soon as we can afford it.
Okay, you know where we have, alongside fiscal deterrents, such as moats in vulnerable border corridors.
Okay.
Yeah, we just put such as walls.
Okay. Border walls.
Or you can say moats and border walls in vulnerable corridors.
Okay. So my amendment is that we add border walls and protection on all our boundaries.
All right, thank you very much. I think
with other countries, I so amend.
So in addition to what we have there, to add border walls.
Yes, sir.
All right, by adjusting, adding after such as modes, you just put such as modes.
We can create 17B.
No. We can't do that.
Okay.
We can amend what we have there.
Okay.
Deterrents such as modes and border walls.
Okay.
And border walls in vulnerable border corridors.
Yes.
Carried. 18. That a central joint intelligence fusion center be established for real-time interagency coordination. Carried.
19, that the multi-agency anti-kidnapping fusion cell be expanded, restructured, and better resourced. Carried? Carried? 20, that the House underscores the urgent need to curb fake news, misinformation, harmful content, and deceptive AI-generated material, especially content that threaten national security. In line with global best practice, the House calls for a balanced regulatory framework that protects free expression while requiring digital platforms to remove harmful content promptly, adopt transparent modernization practices, strengthen user verification, and promote digital literacy. The framework should also strengthen law enforcement capacity and impose clear sanctions for coordinated disinformation and malicious AI content. Carried? Amendment? Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Akitunde Rotimi Jr. I represent good people of Ekiti North 1, first federal constituency comprising Ikole and Oyo local government. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to propose an amendment to this very important resolution, and it reads thus. The House further mandates the House Committee on Rules and Business to consolidate and expedite bills that advance this agenda. Thank you very much.
Okay, you want to 20 to mandate the
House Committee, because there are bills that advance the agenda that has been very beautifully put together.
We are not recommending this thing to the House. We are recommending this to the Executive. Our internal responsibilities is within the mandate of the House rules. We know that if we are recommending this to outside, there are things we need to do inside. We don't need to put it on the recommendation list.
Okay, understood, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. So 20 carried. 21, the House calls for an effective national tracking mechanism for all arms, weapons, and security equipment held by security agencies. I need you to listen. A chairman, National Security and Intelligence. You need to listen. Shagaya, leave your seat. You are distracting him. This is security. You have to give us 100% attention. Thank you. 21. The House calls for an effective national tracking mechanism for all arms, weapons, and security equipment held by security agencies. This should include a unified inventory system, digital tracking tools, periodic audit, and strict accountability measures to prevent diversion, loss, or misuse, and to strengthen operational integrity and public safety. Carried? Amendment, yes.
Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleagues, and thank the House for the industry ensuring that we have safety in our country. Mr. Speaker, I'm interested in paragraph 21. This says that the House calls for an effective national tracking mechanism for all arms and weapons, security equipment held by security agencies. Mr. Speaker, we can't be talking about the future of President without having an audit of what we have. So my suggestion here is that the House call for effective national tracking and mechanism for all arms and weapons and security held by the security. The House call for comprehensive auditing of all our military personnel and police and hardwares held by our security agencies. This will include a unified inventory system. The essence is this, is that when we have a better understanding of what we have, we can now prospect for what we intend to do. But as we speak, Mr. Speaker, the House, I'm proposing that the House should be able to know what we have, then what we are lacking, and what we intend to do in future. So I want to see how we can capture it to be able to place it so that we have an audit of what we have, both in the military and the police, and thereafter we'll be able to take this inventory to carry it on. That's my own.
Thank you very much. Let me say this. You cannot do tracking device on the equipment that we have without doing auditing. It's a process of auditing. They go hand in hand. Doing auditing, doing tracking means every gun in this particular battalion or station or command, they are listed, and a tracking device is included on each of them. At the end of the day, it will help you to do what we say there, periodic audit. So the first time is an inventory. If you reach there, you see unified inventory system. It is there, inventory system. This is a very well-researched document that is before you. And what we intend to do is to make sure that every gun belonging to government that is out there will be seen on the system of the government and the movement. So if they are located gun for Command A in Sokoto, and they suddenly see that that gun is moving beyond the jurisdiction that the man who is holding it was posted, questions will arise. It will trigger up question. There are systems like that. If they see the gun that was supposed to be in Abia State, now in Enugu State, questions will arise when they do the tracking and they plot it. Because what we notice that is happening is that the gun that is being used by these terrorists, some of them are through backdoor business of where government equipment are outsourced. So we want to be able to track what we have and have an inventory of what. You can't ask anybody now how many guns we have in this country belonging to government, and they'll tell you with a snap of finger. You can't ask anybody where are the guns at the moment, and they will tell you that all of them are in the armory. So this tracking system will help us to know what is in the armory, what is allocated to each state, where the movement is going, so that when an armed robber using equipment belonging to government, we know where he got it from, who released it, from which point. So this is what this recommendation is all about. So auditing is there, inventory is there. I'm sure your concerns are captured. Chairman, National Security and Intelligence.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Chairman, sorry. Rather to what you explained based on the observation made by our colleague regarding the audit, I think item 21 has captured clearly and you have elaborated clearly. And I just want to add, there is even the audit in this statement, apart from the accountability measures, and then there is a periodic audit stated clearly there. So this one, I think, is enough. And so also the Agency for Small Arms and Proliferation of Light Weapons has the record for the information of the House from all agencies of government that has such weapons. For instance, military has an inventory right from formations of platoon to brigade to commands up to the division. So therefore, I think this is a very well captured section that I think we don't need to waste time, because bringing in the technology, using the geolocators to track it, I think it will in fact well on monitoring and stopping of the proliferation of these weapons. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. I think enough on this. I'll just put the question. 21 carried. If we debate on everything here, we will not leave here today. There are 54 positions, and we gave you time to read it up so that when you come, you focus on the one you have made your observation. That was why we refused to debate it yesterday. We said we'll consider it today. Human capital and welfare, that is number 22. That in line with the recent presidential directive on strengthening national security, capacity, massive recruitment into the armed forces, the police, and other security agencies shall commence without delay to meet current operational demands, and that clear recruitment timelines and implementation schedules be developed and submitted to the National Assembly for effective legislative oversight. Carried. Amendment. Yeah, Honorable Kwamate.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Chairman, honorable members. My amendment in this respect is to add that there should be established a registration center in 774 local governments of the Federation. My reason is this. Whenever there is recruitment, our young men have to go to the state capital, which will take them a long time and resources to reach the state capital for them to be recruited. And also, if we have a registration center, any person that is interested will come and register. It will enable the security agency do a thorough check on that person in that local government before even forwarding his name, for recruitment.
Okay, what are you amending?
Sorry, sir?
What are you amending? What do you want to add?
To add that registration center for recruitment be established in every local government headquarters.
Any seconder? So he's saying after legislative oversight, we should add registration centers to be established in all local governments. There is no seconder to that. Because you see, we should also find out how these agencies make their employment. Although even if they have another way of making their employment, we can make recommendation. They don't have to take the recommendation. We can make recommendation on what we feel should be done. So if you feel that what he has suggested is in order, let it be seconded. Yes, please, can you second?
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll come to you before I put the votes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I think I will second that last suggestion. Very, very important. And I hereby second that motion.
Okay, so it's been seconded, and Honorable Idris wants to debate against it.
Mr. Chairman, respected colleagues, my name is Ahmed. It is representing Wasai Federal Constituency. I'm from Plateau State. Mr. Chairman, I want to beg my brother that what is asking
Ambassador, please see me. Ambassador, see me.
That what is asking for, as of today, there is no local government that does not have one internet center or computer center, and these things are done online. So it's already given. And when you want to restrict it now to say, okay, go and do this, you can do registration on your computer, on your handset, if there's network. So it's virtually just go into the website to apply. But we want to restrict it now. We may bring out some bottlenecks that at the end of the day, there will be casualties. And a little contribution, which he is aware, his axis, once suffered the consequences of Boko Haram. So some of these monitors are done is to eliminate certain things. I will beg for us to allow the system on the way and manner they are doing now, but to strengthen in terms of ensuring that at the end of the day, the end product conforms to all the minimum requirements. Thank you, sir.
There is argument for and argument against, and there are reasons for these two sides of argument. Yes, can I hear you, please?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Abdugani Adila Iba is my name. I represent Ali Mosho Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I just want to add my voice to what Honorable have just submitted. Currently, we are having recruitment into the internal interior agencies. And from the way and manner they are conducting the recruitment recently, I think they've observed certain lapses, gaps, and I think they are closing that gap in the present one. How do I mean? The last one they did, they had to bring everybody to Abuja. But as at the last count today, they have decentralized this recruitment and clearance SSRs to various centers. So I think they have the unique way of doing their recruitment now. So I don't think there's only any need for us to start registering, having a register center in all local government. These centers are there. You have National Director for Employment, a whole lot of all this, even what they call the National Publication Commission. You have all these centers around. So it's just a matter of registering the website for this recruitment. What the Interior is doing now is very excellent. If you need to follow the way and manner they are conducting it. So I think they are actually making their internal arrangement and then they are actually improving it. There's no point registering for having a special center, whatever, for this registration. Let us key into what is exists, what we are actually having now. Thank you.
All right, so I put it to question. The right of reply. Komoti, you have anything to say?
Yes, sir. Of course, I agree that, yes, decentralization and you can register online. But I know as a fact, someone was just released in a cell and he went to the state capital and entered police from the local government. The centers are to ensure that the security do their vettings before you even go for any exercise. This thing is not being done. We know how a lot of criminals are joining the forces and joining other security because the vetting system now is not like before in the 70s and 80s, where each person, you have to go to your village and ask about you. The centers there in the local government will have the capacity to do that, at least to sift out those people that we feel have the capacity, have the character to join these forces. We have been recruiting a lot of people that have no business to be there, and they are causing problems. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Siaka.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Ibrahim Ayokunle Siaka. As lofty, good idea that my brother just threw up. Most of these things, I just want to appeal that we don't throw sentiment and support. No system is ever perfect in Nigeria, but when we now start to compound it, especially the red tapeism, bureaucracy that we have in this country, we are just going to put some introduce toxic idea into the system. What my honorable colleague is talking about is procedural, and I think the House should not be in the position to now start dictating how all these procedures should be done, having in mind that everybody that is going to apply must go through certain scrutiny. We are not qualified to do that. So I want to appeal that we should rather not allow this to be part of us, what we want to do. Thank you very much, sir.
Honorable Satomi, hope you are not going. Okay. Do you want to drop it or you want us to put it to vote? Honorable Kwamati, you want us to vote on it or you want to step it down?
It should be voted, sir.
Okay.
No problem.
Those in support of that amendment say aye. Those in support of that amendment say aye. Those against say nay. Those in support of the amendment say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. (23) That the welfare of security personnel be strengthened through improved salaries, insurance, housing, medical care, and compensation framework. Carried?
No.
Can you use your microphone?
Okay, Chairman, my name is Dr. Alex Egbona. I represent Abiyako Federal Constituency from Cross River State. My quarter in that number 23, just the language. It will be enhanced, not strengthened. You don't strengthen welfare. You rather enhance welfare. Please.
Yeah, that the welfare of personnel be enhanced.
Yes.
Carried.
Carried.
24, that officers approaching retirement who possess specialized operational and technical skills be formally co-opted to support security agencies in a structured, clearly regulated manner that does not alter or interfere with existing command hierarchies or lines of authority, and that such officers may, where appropriate, be integrated into auxiliary units such as Forest Guard services and other approved support formation to strengthen national security capacity while preserving institutional knowledge. Carried. What are you amending on this one that is straightforward? Okay, let's hear your opinion.
Please. The essence why we are giving these documents is to make input. Yes, Mr. Speaker, I must say that in July 2024, this House passed a resolution in line with Section 2 of the Armed Forces Act about Army Reserve. And that resolution equally carried on that it should be factored in 2025 budget. Now, as we now bank making this recommendation, it is very proper, Mr. Chairman, for it to be clearly defined so that we activate that Section 2 of the Armed Forces Act to have Army Reserve as it's have in other countries of the world. That is my position in my space. Since when you are saying that they should be co-opted into order, but let it be Army Reserve as stipulated by the Armed Forces Act, Section 2, so that it will be defined and we're able to implement the resolution passed by this House in July 2024.
Okay, so you want us to put, in addition to the provisions of Section 2 of the Armed Forces Act, so that but you know, that one is already a given. So we cannot be recommending what is already stated.
Just to re-emphasize it, because some areas here is areas of emphasis. These are things that in existence, but
right.
we re-emphasize it so that
okay. Any seconder to this? No seconder. So that particular 25 stays as it is. Carried. (25). The former one was 24, as it is. This is 25. The House recognizes the need to develop a clear legislative framework to regulate the operations of private security outfits and enable them under strict conditions to bear arms for authorized protective duties. This framework should establish rigorous licensing standards, robust oversight mechanisms, mandatory training requirements, and safeguards to prevent misuse while ensuring that such entities operate as a complementary force to national security agencies in protecting lives, properties, and critical infrastructure. Carried. 26. The House recognizes and honors the officers who have paid the ultimate price in the service of the nation and extend its deepest condolences to their families. The House further calls for the establishment of a National Fallen Heroes Support Fund to provide sustained assistance to the families of deceased servicemen and women, including automatic employment opportunities and scholarships for their immediate family members. Carried.
Observation, Chair.
Yes, please.
What we are saying,
thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
My dear colleagues, if this clause 26 is talking about departed serving officers, I think we have to also look at super officers that are serving. We have to honor and recognize. My amendment is that the House recognize and honor serving super officers and officers who have departed. Just for us to include, to honor serving super officers. Also recognizing the officers that have departed.
This one recognizes the officers that have departed.
Yeah.
And their family. So you're saying we should include super serving officers. Which ones are super serving officers?
Played extraordinary in the course of their duties, exceptional duties.
That will cause undue competition
exceptional.
And discrimination.
No,
how do you classify this person super and this person is not super? All of them are on the front line.
Exceptional officers. Exceptional officers.
Exceptional officers?
Yes. That is just a way of encouraging those that are still alive to do more.
But they have a way of awarding and commending the exceptional officers through promotion in their system.
Don't forget that I think about a few months ago, this house also did that by recognizing a particular officer that was recognized by the Nigeria Police Force. This house, I can't remember the exact time.
It was the Ninth Assembly.
It was this year.
For the Ninth Assembly, after recognizing that officer, he ended up being detained. So we'll step that one down. Okay, Deputy Chairman.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, Armando Shatima Ali, representing Bursari Gaydam in the Sarpiro constituency. Mr. Chairman from Yobe State. Mr. Chairman, who I was observing along with my chairman, sir, is the issue of how do we reconcile this trust fund as well as the emblem week being launched? Are they going to work side by side, or after this one come into effect, the other one should be dropped? Because even the emblem, this thing launching is usually tied to the fallen heroes. And now we're talking of this particular session as a trust fund that should be launched.
Is there any money for that emblem celebration? That no, but that is just a donation. Is there anything that is sustainable, that is institutionalized, that is always there to take care of these fallen heroes? We don't have. So that is what we are proposing.
They do it through the Legion, this body that they usually launch that one.
Chairman yes. Defense, is he here? Chairman Defense, do you have an institutionalized trust fund for fallen heroes that they leverage on to take care of fallen heroes and their families?
Not at all.
Okay. So we need to put something in place that will also aid the legions so that they don't just wait for launching during their emblem week. To be able to do that, we have to create a fund for them. Emblem is just something we use in celebrating and recognizing them that we value what they have done. We want something, emblem or no emblem, that is something to appreciate these ones who have been protecting our lives and properties, and if they are gone, their families taken care of through that fund. Carried. Number 5, legal and judicial reform. Number 27, that financiers of terrorism, banditry, and kidnapping be publicly named, sanctioned, and prosecuted. Carried. 28, that terrorism-related prosecution be open, expeditious, and transparent. Carried. That the Special Court for Terrorism, Banditry, and Kidnapping be established. Carried. That penalties for arms trafficking and illegal possession of weapons be strengthened and strictly enforced. Carried. 31, that a Truth, Justice, and Reconciliation Commission be established to address extremist, communal, and religiously motivated violence. Carried. That a national drone UAS Operations and Oversight Act be enacted to regulate drones operation, protect civilians, and ensure compliance with global norms. Carried. Observation, yes?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Akitudoro to
It's UAV, not US. Yes, go ahead.
Akitudoro to me, Junior. I represent the people of Ekiti North 1 Federal Constituency. Mr. Chairman, the same principle with which my earlier suggestion was stepped down is the same principle in operation here. So I want Mr. Chairman to kindly have a look at that.
Which one is that?
Number 32.
That?
It is saying that the National Drone Operations and Oversight Act, this is a matter that falls under the ambit of the National Assembly and not advisory to the executive.
You know, this is an area of law we have not legislated on because it's new. That is what differentiates it from
yes, that's
the
correct,
other one.
Mr. Chairman. And the earlier one I mentioned, there are also legislation. I also have a bill, and that's the reason why.
Legislation on what?
It was on the earlier point on number 20 on issues of fake news and their implications and nexus with national security.
But we have a couple of bills before this House, an enactment that we have gone through with regards to the social media space before now.
Yes, that's correct, Mr. Chairman. If you recollect, when you stepped down my suggestion, you said that this advisory is going to the executive, and matters that concern the Parliament
should be left
out. And what we now have here in 32 is that a National Drone Operations and Oversight Act be enacted. This is not a matter for the executive. As much as I believe it's important, and I believe it should also form a part of this document, the point I'm making is that I don't think that number 20, my suggestion, should have been, although you've hit the gavel on it. But I believe that, Mr. Chairman, it should have also signal to the world that the Parliament, as much as we're advising the executive, we are also looking inwards and mentioning things that the Parliament is mandating ourselves to do. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's just my suggestion, Mr. Chairman. I defer to your wisdom on that. Thank you.
Okay, Honorable Jimmy.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. There already exists an agency called Defense Space Administration, the DSA, that deals with drones and other drones. That regulates the drone.
Do we have any law regulating the operation?
Yes, DSA, Defense Space Administration. There's a
on
law.
Drones operation.
There's an agency, yes.
Not the agency. Do we have laws governing the use of drones?
Yes, they will make regulations.
Do you have the acts?
Yes, we have the acts. I don't have it here, but there's an act that...
Please provide us with the act. If there is one, then we can duplicate.
Yes.
Because research shows that...
It can be enhanced, but there's a law that exists at the moment.
Okay, it's very important that... When was that law passed? Is it in this 10th Assembly?
No, it was passed in the 7th or 8th Assembly.
On drones?
Yes. There's an agency. Defense
Was there drones in 7th Assembly?
Pardon?
Were there drones for security in 7th Assembly?
There have been drones since...
In Nigeria here?
Yeah, so the law was very proactive. It was done under...
Okay, clerk at the table, you have a job to do, research and get us the laws around drones. Let research and get us laws around
Defense
drones.
Space Administration.
If it's in the laws of Federation of Nigeria, they check which one of them, which cap has to do with drones, and let us know. So we will also step this down subject to this confirmation. But let's hear Honorable Idris first.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, esteemed colleagues. Maybe a little buttressing the point, Honorable, the manager of our House in terms of information. This particular recommendation, yes, I want to confirm that we have this law. I want to confirm that the agencies, in fact, they are along the airport road and strictly managed by the military. And also want to confirm, even in their recruitment, the Committee on Federal Character had to query at one point. And the reason because that was lopsided. And they said they had to bring all those that, I'm quoting them, they had to bring all those who are involved in cybercrime so that they would engage them to ensure that they clean them up from the society. So we have an agency of this sort. But I'm saying we are not the ones to recommend to executive to make law. We are the one to now, since we have identified the gap, this is the function where we are elected. So this one needed to go to the executive as advisory.
Yes.
Thank you.
This is stepped down by the leave of the House. Number 6, community and socio-economic intervention.
Yes.
On this issue, we have moved ahead.
Yes, yes.
We have stepped it down already, 32, please. We stepped down, we are going to 33. We have stepped down 32. On what, 32? On which one? We're on 32. We are going to 33. Which number do you want to talk on? Okay, paragraph.
32B or 32.
You know, at this point now, what we are doing is either amending what is presented to us as a recommendation.
Okay, maybe you put in under the special court. Yes.
Under what?
It can come under 29. That's special court for terrorism. This and
20 what?
My fear is this, Mr. Speaker. Maybe I should explain myself to you. Then you can decide on what.
Okay, let's hear you.
I remember I moved. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Gani Ayuba is my name. I represent Adimosho Federal Constituency, Lagos State. My fear here is that since we are establishing a special court for this particular problem, I remember I moved a motion here on the delay of justice, delay in the administration of justice. Then, if you just leave this in open, and just like half our electoral laws, and you have a time frame, I think it is important for us to set the time frame within which prosecutions or whatever is tried, the process we are going to go through this particular judicial reform should be done. How do I mean by that? So that you don't drag. I will have a case where you have a whole lot of. Recently, you just had a sentence of a particular issue like this, and you remember the time the thing has been in court. I think it's better you state a time frame for this so that you don't just leave it go open like that. That's my point. So that you can put a time frame to it. 1 year, 2 years, or that we must get this justice.
So what are you suggesting?
And that what I'm suggesting is under that the prosecution, any position under this particular terrorism, whatever, should not extend more than 1 year.
What number?
That's number 29. And that the special court, that a special court for terrorism, banditry, kidnapping be established, and the trial or the prosecution should not drag more than 1 year. That's what I'm trying to do, Mr. Speaker. I don't know if the House can put it in a better form.
So you're saying that we have gone beyond 29. Let me also advise again, we'll shift our base now to accommodate your input, but we want to be vigilant so that we don't go forward, backward, forward, backward. That's why we gave you this document to read before coming, and you stay alert. Once you get to the number of your interest, you hit. So I don't want us to, after going forward, we'll now come back. But what you have raised sounds germane for us to put timeline for the commencement and ending of a particular trial. But I don't know, based on the instances around such a case, whether evidences and all that will be gathered within the 1 year that you are providing. But let's hear people speak about it. Honorable Watson.
Mr. Chairman, sir, respected colleagues, what he's saying is very apt. We are with him in terms of our concerns for the prolonged judicial system. But I guess these are areas that we have not identified. And as we identify them, it is also for us now to look at the laws that are there already, because the executive cannot just establish courts by fiat. It will still come back to the same parliament. And it is now our own duty now, maybe my own advisor, is that the leadership should look at this very germane area that have been identified. Where and which law are we going to amend to accommodate, for instance, the position that we shall have these special courts created to have the time frame in it, and then by that we'll have.
Yeah, I already know it's Terrorism Act.
Yes, sir.
We'll go to Terrorism Act and we'll make the provisions to accommodate specialized courts. We'll go to Terrorism Act, we'll amend the provisions to ensure timely prosecution of suspects or accused.
And that's my own advice, sir, that we should just go to that one and do the amendment and pass. Thank you, sir.
Yes, Honorable Jimmy. What is happening to his mic?
I want us to, I'm so sorry, to look at 28. Terrorism-related prosecutions be open. Now, that means you're putting the life of the judge and the prosecutors in line. You know, it's never, terrorism prosecutions are never open because the judge, it's also very difficult to find judges preside over terrorism cases in Nigeria because of exposure to their family and co. So for us to now write this and say terrorism-related prosecutions be open, expeditious, and transparent, it can be transparent, it can be open. It's dangerous, and we're making the lives of those guys vulnerable.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, I want to amend his contribution. It can be in secret, but transparent. Transparency does not mean that everybody should know what is happening, but the due process should be followed. That's transparency and justice. I think if we add to that, it will be better. Transparency should be excluded.
Thank you. Minority Leader.
Mr. Chairman, I don't think that there is need for us to argue over this. Just recently, we had the trial of Nnamdi Kanu. It's on terrorism. It was open. So nothing happened. So I don't think that we need to go back to revisit this. It's already part of what we are doing is just to emphasize this. It's nothing new. The trial is open, it's transparent.
I don't think there's been any trial on terrorism that was as open as Nnamdi Kanu's trial. And if it was made that open, why should other ones not be open? Since a precedent has been set, and in law, stare decisis is always the rule of the day. That will become discriminatory if you say one should be open and another one should be closed. They should all be open. Yeah, so we can now go to the place where we were before we were called back. That government at all levels prioritize job creation, vocational training, agricultural support, and anti-poverty programs to tackle the root causes of insecurity. Carried?
No. Excuse?
Yes, defense.
Okay, yeah.
I think this is very good, but it doesn't lay much emphasis on the third tier of government. We recall the Supreme Court decision that granted financial autonomy to local government. It just says that all governments at all levels, I think we should prioritize and ensure that state governments give strong considerations to having the third tier.
Okay, so your opinion is that we have that all government at all levels, especially the local government areas,
probably
prioritize job creation. Is that what you want?
States and local government. I just want us to have more emphasis on local government independence and autonomy.
You know, it's a recommendation. It's not legal drafting. Yes, Nwachukwu, please.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Eze, Nwachukwu is my name.
What you are doing in this room, only the best brain sits here. The thing you are doing here is the real legislative work. And I want to thank you for being around for us to deep dive, debate with one another. This is the beauty of our work in the parliament. For me, this is the sweetest part. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Eze Nwachukwu Eze is my name. I represent the good people of Ebonyi, Ohuku Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from the most productive state governed by the most generous governor.
Yeah, go ahead with
talking
your...
about the salt of the nation, Ebonyi State. Mr. Chairman, item 33 is where we are. But reference to what you just said now, that this is just a recommendation. I wouldn't want us to go deeper than just mere recommendation. Supposing the executive adopts it the way it is, and it is not well scrutinized, to seem as if we are making it as a law. Because I believe is that these recommendations, as being scrutinized this afternoon, will be adopted as a working document as far as security architecture in this state, in this country is concerned. So having said this, item 33, as reads here, that governments at all levels prioritize job creation, vocational training, agricultural support, and anti-poverty programs to tackle the roots of insecurity. My input here is that basic education should also be emphasized, very, very important, because that is the basis for whosoever is getting any additional vocational training. Without basic education, it's like something standing on nothing.
Okay. So in summary, what you are saying is that government at all levels prioritize basic education, job creation, and that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
But you know that is already on their mandate list. Dear Jimmy, please, the floor is yours. Turn off your mic when you finish speaking. Eze, don't forget to turn off your mic. Jimmy, you can now use your mic. Put it on.
This one is okay.
So I like Honorable Eze's contribution, but how do the local governments do those things when state governors sit on all their allocations and send just 5 million naira to them?
Yeah, that is actually, I know where you are pointing at, Honorable Jimmy, but we can't put everything in this recommendation. I know your emphasis, actually want to drive your emphasis home to the local government, because truly speaking, I agree with you. If the local governments are stimulated, well activated, it will absorb a lot of people on the unemployment queue. It will redirect the focus of those jobless people who are now going into vices into productive economy of our nation. And that's the truth. I totally agree with you. But we can't put everything here. But what I think is that we should emphasize the local government by ensuring that local government at all that government at all levels, especially the local government, prioritize basic education, job creation, and all that. Is that amendment carried? 34. The community policing, neighborhood watch structures.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
What is the point of order?
Please, I need an amendment to that section, please. Very important.
The gavel has gone down on that.
33, Mr. Speaker, I know, very important, please. Very important.
The gavel has gone down.
Mr. Speaker, somebody drag us to 20-something, and you attended to him, please.
Okay, let me hear you. Let's see if they are seconded. If they are seconding your amendment, we can go ahead with it. What is the amendment again?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. My name is Right Honorable Yuno Garba, member representing Yamato the Federal Constituency. I'm from Gombe State, Mr. Chairman. Why I emphasize on the item 6, community and socio-economic intervention, under item 33 that says that the government at all levels prioritize job creation, vocational training, agricultural support, and anti-poverty programs to tackle the root causes of insecurity is based on the fact that, Mr. Chairman, the highest employer of labor is agriculture.
What are you adding?
I'm suggesting that agriculture should be subsidized to enable our communities, our people to participate fully. As I'm talking to you, Mr. Chairman, a bag of fertilizer is 60,000 plus.
Okay, thank you.
And a bag of rice is 27.
Thank you. It's not a debate.
So I'm pleading.
Please.
I'm making an amendment.
Thank you. Can you sit down, please? Can you sit down?
I can sit down.
Thank you. If you read that, you find out. Please turn off your microphone. If you read there, you find out where we say agricultural support. It is there. So all your concerns are included in that agricultural support. Whether it is subsidy, whether it's intervention, whatever it is under that agricultural support. Okay? It's already been captured.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Unless there's another thing that you want us to mention there. Are you okay with my explanation?
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
You can see we are treating one point of order. Can you please wait?
Okay.
Chairman, thank you very much for attending to my plea. Support is completely different from subsidy. Because when the old subsidy was removed, you can see what is happening. Please, I'm on the floor. Please take it easy. Support is not subsidy. Subsidy is different.
Further point of order.
Let us hear you, Honorable Wase.
Mr. Chairman, respected colleagues, I want to beg, my name is Ahmed Idris, I want to beg my colleagues that we are considering report. And in consideration of report,
please don't speak in hushed tone, please.
It is either you bring the clause, particularly that you want it amended, you bring in, it is when the issue then begin to maybe argue a little, but it's not for us to be arguing. And I want to say that this one is more omnibus, the provision here, because apart from subsidy that you can have policies, you can have other things that can all be embedded in this, that are all embedded here. Here is more omnibus. I want to beg my colleague. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. This one
further point of order, Chairman. Do I have your floor, sir?
You don't.
Mr. Speaker.
You don't have the floor. Please, can you turn off your microphone? You don't have the floor. Can you turn off your microphone, please?
The grace of my brother to
you don't have the floor.
Just for me to...
You don't have the floor. Turn off your mic, please.
Honorable, please.
And let me say this. It's not good to be interrupting the chair. When a colleague raises an issue and we are attending to it, allow us to finish. It's not when we are attending to that, you are still shouting, point of order, point of order. You don't want us to hear him? Or the one he's saying is not important? And a senior member of the parliament here was giving clarification on what happens in consideration of reports. He ought to have listened. Because if you listen to him, he won't be raising that point of order. Because we are not here for debate. We are here to go through what has been given to us, correct it if we need to, not to begin to inject up and down and debate it out of the content. We should be well guided. Having said that, I would like to hear you now.
Thank you, the most generous chair, for being so benevolent to allow me to air my view. Despite Honorable Alex Igbona's attack, thank you for having given me this opportunity. Eze Nwachukwu is my name. I represent the good people of Ebonyi, Huku Federal Constituency, hiding under the grace of my brother that the gavel has gone down. I still want to go back to this item 33 on emphasizing on local government. Government at all levels has enough responsibility to do this. But once you emphasize local government in this particular item, and this recommendation is adopted by the executive, it makes the governors and every other form of government to shy away from this responsibility and leave it for the local government. When we say government at all levels, this responsibility becomes equal on all of them. If the local government fails, the state can take it up, including the federal. But when you say particularly the local government, you have given them shield to abandon it for the local government, which we have said here, that they are not well funded or that the governors tamper with their resources. And that has made them redundant and inefficient. So I still go back to that point that we should leave it the way it is. And in line with my former previous amendment, that basic education should be emphasized. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. You are ruled out of order. The gavel had already gone down. I will ask you to seek interpretation from some of the senior parliamentarians to guide you. Let's go to 36. 35, right? Okay, 35, yes. Thank you for directing well. A strengthened and well-funded victim support system should be established across both federal and subnational levels, leveraging and reforming existing institutions with a dedicated National Victim Support and Recovery Fund to ensure coordinated and sustained assistance to victims nationwide. Carried. Doctor, please don't speak like that. You're a senior member of this parliament. Why are you talking as if we're... You raise your hand and you're recognized.
Sorry, Chairman.
Huh?
Sorry.
No, you're not recognized. It's the media that is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Honorable Miriam Onoha is my name. I'm from Imo State. I represent Okigwe North Federal Constituency. Honorable colleagues and Chairman, I have an observation on number 35. I am raising this because for a law to be effective, we are told that it should be clear and unambiguous. And to strengthen a well-funded victim support system, which should be established across both federal and subnationals. Reading through all of it, it doesn't show victims of what? Because I kept asking, I've read it till the end, and I'm suggesting that we can put a strengthened and well-funded victim support system for victims of whatever is the intent of the lawmakers here, because this is just the subtext of the entire text. We are not privileged to. It's just to draw our attention to it, my chairman, so that if you have the full text, we can make it clear and unambiguous. Thank you, sir.
The subject matter of discussion is terrorism and the victims of terrorism.
So these are victims of terrorism.
We're not going outside the subject matter.
Oh,
this recommendation
well,
is in line with terrorism.
Oh, that's very good, because it's very direct that way. Thank you, sir.
Chairman, Security and Intelligence.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Engineer Satomi Ahmed. Mr. Chairman, sorry. Representing Jere Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, my observation here is that just we are creating another agency. This means we don't want this thing to end. We are providing all these solutions for us to end terrorism and kidnapping. And if now we allow this one to be enacted or make it as a law, we have seen what happened to the former VSF, the Victim Support Fund in the Northeast, later metamorphosed to the Presidential Committee on Northeast and Regional Development. So I think Nigerians will abuse this one. Instead, we should just cancel this one and then work on the solutions that henceforward terrorism will be stopped permanently. But we are not praying that we are creating a fund for the victims. And we are all Nigerians, we know how it will work. So definitely, this one will be abused. Either we like it or some people will make it as a merchant of making money, or another agency will be created out of it. Instead, we should allow it silently. And once we are stopping payment of ransom, and now we are creating, after someone being kidnapped, be given something. So we have seen cases where two brothers will jointly connive with other to kidnap another brother and look for ransom from their parents. So therefore, I think Nigeria is like the parent of each and every one of us. So we should just delete this one permanently. If not, it will be abused. Thank you very much, sir.
Very good. Carry.
You made a very good point. And I'll just put the question. Those in support that we delete it, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. I think we jumped 34. Can we go back to it? The community policing, neighborhood watch structures, traditional institutions, and religious leaders be formally integrated into Nigerian security matrix under clear regulated framework. Carried. 36, that ransom payment and informal amnesty negotiations by government entities should be prohibited and a clear legal framework should be enacted to outlaw such practices while regulating any authorized amnesty process. Only lawful criminal justice procedures shall prevail. Carried. 37, that peace building and community cohesion mechanism be institutionalized at the local government and state level. Carried. Yes, on 37, yes.
Mr. Chairman, Akituni Rotimi Jr., I just want good people of Ekiti North 1 Federal Constituency. Mr. Chairman, I would want to suggest that 37 and 34 are similar, and just so that we can consolidate our resolutions, can we just add 37 to 34 to continue as one sentence? My suggestions.
How?
Mr. Speaker, the intendment, Mr. Chairman, the intendment of both resolutions, 34 on community policing and peace building and community cohesion in 37, they are related matters. I believe that if we take the entire 37 and add it to continue on number 34, it would help us to have, there's a correlation, it would help us to have streamlined resolutions that are actionable.
Peace building could be done without security. Let us leave it as it is, so that it will not be too much.
Interventions. One paragraph. If I may be permitted, sir.
We are working on this recommendation here.
Yes, but it's an additional recommendation,
Unless we are adding to what is already existing, we cannot create new recommendation in this room now. We can't.
So we were asked to go and prepare and come today if we have anything to add on this. There's a paragraph that I wish to add.
Please choose the paragraph you want to add on and refer us to that paragraph, if you have any. Do you have any?
Yes, it's something that is completely missing. About
30 words.
It should have been after 37. But it is under community and social economic intervention. Because
please, give us a paragraph and the one you want us to add there. Which paragraph do you want us to add something to?
Now that paragraph 35 has been deleted, can we have what I want to add coming in for 35?
No, we can't. What we want you to do is to tell us what is existing, how we can edit it.
Okay. In that case, because I'm thinking of, we have left out completely.
Okay, let me hear you out.
Yeah.
Let's hear you, and then we'll know how to help you with any of the paragraphs.
Mr. Chairman, sir, we have left out completely the issue of facilitating the return, the resettlement, and rehabilitation of the victims of banditry and terrorism in this country. People who have been displaced. How about their return to their ancestral homes? How about their resettlement? How about their rehabilitation? This is something that we have left out, and it's very critical to the insecurity in this country. Because if you now displace people and put them maybe completely outside their ancestral homes, and you are talking of resolving these issues, how can it be resolved?
All right. I'm sure Chairman, that we have NEMA.
Chairman.
And NEMA's work has been used to resettle those who have been displaced. And I'm also sure that the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs has been also handling the issue of internally displaced persons. Internally displaced persons in the country.
I think rider, sir. Yes, sir. That's rider.
And then if we go on, you will see where we made provision for more in number 47. Number 47. So,
Chairman.
Yes, the National Victim Support and Recovery Fund was supposed to be used.
Item 35. Item 35 also captured that.
Yeah, it was the 35 that we deleted on the ground that we don't want abuse. But we still have systems in place in the country with such responsibilities. So it's not as if we are leaving it out, because NEMA has been handling it. Humanitarian Ministry has been handling it before now. Kwamoti, what do you want to say, Honorable?
Chairman.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Mr. Chairman. I want to say that, yes, NEMA is there, humanitarian is there. But the victim support system is a system. We can remove the fund. It's not about only rehabilitating. There are psychological issues that has to be dealt with. People have passed through trauma. What are you doing about that? But if this victim support system is there, it's going to take out those parameters. We can remove the fund. But there has to be a system.
I don't think you heard me when I said we should read 47. Because to be honest, the argument canvassed by Satomi was an excellent argument. Because you see, if we want it to end, and we keep creating all these places, it become a point to siphon funds, and it will not, victims will never end. Both real victims and fake victims will be created. And as long as there are victims, it means that insurgency, banditry, terrorism is still ongoing. We have already established bodies charged with the mandate to handle some of these responsibilities. What happens to our activating them, supporting them, enhancing their chances of fulfilling their roles, instead of creating new ones over and over? That was a beautiful argument that Engineer Satomi presented, and I think the House is inclined towards that mindset. Leader, you have something to say to this?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think there's a way we can pull both 35 and 47 together. If we are relying on NEMA, then the victims are going to suffer. I had emergency in my constituency, and we wrote to NEMA. It took over 8 months before I got a letter from them recently that they have no funds. Every state has a SEMA, State Emergency Management Agency. So we here can combine both 35 and 47, but emphasize the fact that both NEMA, humanitarian, the State Management Agency, and some local governments have the same, should be reviewed or built in such a way that they can effectively and urgently within 48 hours respond to victims of violence. Because right now, if you see the conditions that some of them go through,
I agree with you, leader, but I want to be more inclined towards creating a special fund within already existing agencies, NEMA, not outside what is already existing, because the cost of running it. I agree with you, it takes long for them to intervene, and most especially because they don't have funds. They don't have funds. So as the ones that does appropriation, let's be intentional in observing the terrorism element in our Appropriation Act. What I mean by that is that victim support element, trauma support element, rehabilitation support element, while appropriating in the future, so that we allocate more funds to agencies like this and oversight them properly to carry out this function. Let's be intentional about that, instead of creating a brand new fund for this, which might lead to abuse and cost to government operations as well. Carried.
Observations, sir.
Where are we? Which number are we now? 38. That Nigeria dipping...
Mr. Chairman,
yes,
before we
please.
go on 37, sir.
Huh?
Before we go on 37, sir.
Before?
Before we go to another 39, I have my own input as a one-time chairman on peace building.
37, you want to say something on 37?
Yeah, sir. Very, very important, sir.
Okay, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Mr. Chairman, honorable colleagues, I remain Honorable Dr. Abdulmaruf Adewale Adebayo. I speak for the good people of Irepo London. I'm from Osun State, Mr. Chairman. On 37, sir, so I'm one-time chairman on peace building and social cohesion. What Honorable has presented before us now, so I think number 37 can take care of it, in the sense that the peace building and community cohesion, in order for us to reintegrate the victim back to the society, to resettle them, to rebuild their life, to reincorporate them back to the society, sir, I would suggest a peace building fund, sir, instead of victim support fund. So it should come under the number 37, that the peace building and social cohesion fund must be put in place to take care of the victims of conflicts, crises, and internally displaced persons across the country, sir.
Honorable Watson.
Mr. Chairman, sir, respected colleagues, my name is Ahmed Idris. I still want to beg my colleagues, Mr. Chairman, that the rule has been made, and this particular peace building agency, for us that are in prone crisis area, there is no state that you go that you don't find this kind of agency. They are already in place. And it's not for the federal government to begin to fund those agencies. We don't regulate for them. At least it's taken that it should be done. Those that do not have, they cannot be encouraged through this resolution to do it. Thank you, sir. I think we are working with what is here, sir.
The first ruling stands. 38, that Nigeria deepens security cooperation with ECOWAS, the African Union, and neighboring states for joint patrol, intelligence sharing, and border control. Carried. That ongoing bilateral engagement with the government of the United States be strengthened, particularly in intelligence, surveillance, counterterrorism, training, and financial network disruption. Carried. 40, that henceforth...
Mr. Chairman.
Yes?
I'm sorry. I will suggest that we go beyond United States so that we expand it to let it not be limited to United States only. Thank you, sir.
So what do you propose, that the ongoing bilateral engagement with the government of the United States and other
and other
nations?
And other nations.
be strengthened. Amendment carried. 40, that henceforth all security-related engagement between the executive branch of the federal government and the government of the United States, including the United States Congress or executive, shall include an official parliamentary delegation of the National Assembly. This is necessary given the influence of U.S. congressional deliberation on American foreign and security policy, and will ensure policy coherence, unified national representation, and effective legislative diplomacy. Carried? Under 40.
No, this has to be amended too, Mr. Speaker. Chairman, sir.
Yeah, wait after Honorable Wase.
Chairman, sir, my name is Ahmed Wase. It's good to include other nations, just like the amendment. Reason being that if they are going for bilateral talks or discussion or engagement, just like the one that happened, they went to Congress, and today here we are now discussing on the same matter. At least we should be carried. If there is any diplomacy and lobby, the Congress parliamentarians stand a better chance of relating with their colleagues. And that's why I'm saying it should be including other. If there is any one that will be done, the Nigerian system should carry the legislature alongside. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's a straightforward amendment. Carried. But let me make an excuse for the last visit. The last visit was at the instance of the United States. They requested for the people they wanted to see. And it wasn't like Nigeria was going and then left the parliament behind. Because I had to ask the NSA, why did you travel without the parliament? And it confirmed that it was on the request of those who were hosting them. But subsequently, such engagement, they should insist that their parliament should be there, because parliamentary languages, parliamentary diplomacy is always good between parliament to parliament and executive to executive. If we are in the room, it will enhance our conversation here today. So carried. The House affirms, so that means that amendment will include other congressional engaged deliberations. Okay, Clerk at table, please take notes. It's not just yours. The House affirms the vital role of NGOs in humanitarian and development work and calls for a modern regulatory framework that ensures transparency and accountability while supporting their operational independence. The framework should provide clear registration and reporting requirements, financial transparency standard, and safeguard against misuse in line with international best practice. It should also promote constructive cooperation between the government and the civil society. Carried? No?
Thank you, sir. This number 41, I think, is already in existence. That's why we have even the interministerial committee at the federal executive level, headed by the Minister of National Planning.
But you didn't present any report to us on that.
I think it's there for a long, I think.
So you are ruled out of order.
Done that in
Next time, present us a report. When you attend such
we
things.
have it in 9th Assembly, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right, so but 41 will stand. 41 carried. 42, that the House revisit and review the implementation of the resolutions and security summit report of the 9th and 10th National Assembly. So we are bringing your 9th Assembly deliberation now. And the time, all these security summits we've been having, that will revisit them and review their implementation and resolution. Probably we'll do that through an ad hoc committee that will look into them. Carried? That ad hoc committee will involve all the heads of security committees of the House. Carried? Yes. Yes.
Mr. Chairman, Akitunero to me, Jr., I just wanted to bring to your attention again that this matter is something that is internal to the House, to the Parliament. If this advisory is going to the executive, why are we including this?
Actually, I agree with you. This should be internal. I agree with you. This should be for our consumption. So 42 step down by the leave of the House. That investigation be conducted into reported withdrawals of security personnel from schools and community prior to attack. The recent attack where security personnel were withdrawn. So do we need to put it here? That the investigation is our job. So the related security committee should take it up and investigate it. You have any contrary opinion, Minority Leader?
Yes, I want to, with respect, sir, some of these things are resolutions that we are arriving at based on recommendation from members. When we conclude with this resolution, I don't think that the clerk will take it hook, line, and sinker to the executive. The ones that relate to the executive will be extracted.
No.
Forwarded to the executive.
No.
As resolution.
Once these recommendations are passed here, they become resolutions.
Yes, sir.
And whatever we have resolved, according to what we deliberated, will be transmitted for concurrence to the Senate.
Okay.
So whatever we have resolved here will go to the Senate. It's not good for us to send to the Senate what we're supposed to handle internally, and they look at us as
No,
if
I mean to the executive, because that is his contention.
No, it's
By
after
the time we conclude, even as a parliament, the clerk of National Assembly will now forward to the relevant agencies. Sometimes our resolutions could cover 2, 3, 4 agencies. The ones that are related to those agencies, they will send to them as resolution of the National Assembly.
let's guide them. I insist that we remove what we're supposed to do internally. I insist all the things we're supposed to do internally, we should keep it to ourselves, and it will be our internal working document.
Very well, sir, but then there is no
It shouldn't be on this paper, on this resolution. It should be what the House will communicate to the various committees to activate.
That is still a resolution, sir.
Thank you. No, it's not. We're just reminding ourselves. This one we're doing, this resolution, remember we have a problem in the country. It has to do with security. They will do their part, we will do our part. It is not good to be telling them our part we are going to do. They have made a declaration and they've said one or two things. Internally, there is a job for us to do. And we have agreed here. We didn't think of it before we entered this room. While we're in this room, we say, hey, there are certain things we're supposed to do by ourselves. Why don't we keep it to ourselves and then begin to activate it internally so that we don't wash our dirty linen outside? Carried?
Chairman, sir. No, before you carry it, please.
Okay, let me hear you, Dabo.
All right. Thank you. My name is Honorable Dabo Ismail Haruna. I still want to throw more light on the point raised by the minority leader. We can as well pass all the resolutions, not stepping anyone aside. After passing the resolutions, then the clerk will look into those that are to be sent to the executive and those that will remain within the parliament for our own consumption. But if we didn't pass it and we step it down now, the implication is that those resolutions, they have not been considered here and it has been stepped down.
Thank you. You know the clerk is of the executive. You know this man that is sitting down here. You want us to extend the powers of the parliament and donate it to the executive. We can't do that. We can't give them what we're supposed to do in plenary section or committee of the whole and we donate it to them. I don't think it's the right thing to do. I don't think it's the right thing to do. We direct the clerk. We direct the clerk and not the other way around, because tomorrow he might communicate through his cherry-picking strategy, communicate what we don't want him to push out, or leave the ones that we want him to take out. We don't want to give that kind of opportunity to clerk, and I'm sure clerk would not like to accept that kind of responsibility. Do you want to accept it? He can't accept it because it's a very dangerous position you are putting him. If anything goes wrong, he will be the one that will be blamed. No, exactly what he has just said. So let's proceed. We have ruled on this one. We are not open. It's not a debate. It's a standard practice.
just a right.
It's a standard practice. We are not discussing this one again, please. Let's focus on this resolution that we have before us. Please, we are not here to educate each other on legislative practices. We know it is in our books. Thank you. The investigation to be conducted, we have removed that one. Then the 44, that relevant service chiefs and commanders be invited to brief the House on operational orders, communication logs, and utilization. This is for the committee to take note. This is not also supposed to go out. As the need arises. It is, oh, you jumped up, okay. Okay, that investigation be conducted into reported withdrawals of security personnel from schools. I think we mentioned that.
That has been mentioned.
We deleted it. We say it's the committee. Jimmy Benson, Honorable,
It has been mentioned.
raised the issue and said, it's in Dana, we should do it in Dana. And he's sitting close to you, you're not hearing him. Next time, Jimmy, speak louder. Deputy Chairman Rules, you've been raising your hand. Let's hear you.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, that is my contribution is item number 44. I think a correction should be done there by saying the relevant service chief. I think service chief is service chief. What we should do, what should be said, the service chiefs and commanders, not the relevant. I don't know what the secretariat means by relevant service chief. That relevant should be expunged, sir.
Okay.
That's my observation.
All right, thank you.
Go straight to the point, service chief.
Your microphone, you need to be recorded.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think number 44 is it referring to number 43 as well as number 44? Because number 43 is talking of the withdrawals of the securities from the Kebi Maga School. And is it, because here it says the relevant service chiefs and commanders. If you invite service chief, you can't invite commander again. So is it referring to number 43? If it's referring to what happened in Kebi, already the investigation is ongoing, and then we need to expunge it, both number 43 and number 44 from this report. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I'm referring to...
I think we should expunge this because it is within the relevant mandate of the committees to so decide on their practice guideline as allowed by the House rules on how to invite those who are relevant as those who are supposed to appear on your stakeholders' administration list in the management of a particular issue under your investigation. So if you want to invite commanders, it's up to you. If you want to buy service chief, it's up to you. But if the practice code is that when the service chiefs are in the room, commanders are not in the room, you use that. I think that should solve the problem. Carried? The next is 45, that an independent audit mechanism be established for all security funds, including the police trust fund and private sector contribution. I want to hear you. Is it carried? An independent audit mechanism. Where would that independent audit come from? To audit mechanism to be established for all security funds, including police trust fund and private sector contribution. Yes?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This also, I think, we are creating another ad hoc committee in disguise. So also not due regards to the standing committees of the House, because what they are spending in the trust fund are still, there is a standing committee of the House doing that job. So I think we need to look at it to decide either we'll let it
I think this is within the mandate of the oversight functions of the relevant committees to audit the activities of these agencies. I don't think it should be specifically mentioned here for any extra job. So we should also step it down, isn't it?
Number 46, sir. Yes? No. Number 40 is not okay.
Turn off your mic, Satomi.
Ministry of Finance.
Thank you, sir. The reason for this recommendation it's the outcry that funds are appropriated and they are not adequately accounted for. So the question is, yes, we have the committees. Are these functions properly carried out? Have we received any report from these committees? I think that is what necessitated this. So if we are stepping it down, we must come up with something that will enable the committee to at least brief the House. Let us be carried along.
I'm sure when we started this assembly, we created a monitoring and evaluation committee of the Parliament. It is the duty of this committee to hold the relevant committees to ask them, what are you doing about XYZ? It is within their mandate. But I don't think people are cooperating with that committee, and there is no punitive measure that is out there that will be a biting teeth to stimulate compliance. Yes, let me hear from Jimmy, then I hear from you. Even if it's from the side of the executive, the Auditor General of the Federation, it falls under his mandate to do this. So why do we want to take that responsibility away from him? So oversight those who are in finance, you're oversighting the Auditor General. Or who is oversighting? Okay, the PAC, Public Accounts Committee. They should call the Auditor General and ask him questions that will make the service, all these service chiefs or the services to render the proper account. This is what I think. Information, please, from you.
That's information I wanted to give because I'm pretty sure when my brother was chairman of public accounts, that's what they call status inquiry. And the status inquiry does not limit you in terms of what you should do. So it is within the purview of whatever we're asking now, is that what we want to donate our function, which should not be. The Public Accounts Committee have the right and exclusive right to call any agency for status inquiry. And this come under that cover. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. So 45, step down by leave of the House. 46, that the Ministry of Finance adopt a Financial Action Task Force style framework to trace insurgent financing. Amendment, yes.
With due respect, Mr. Chair, the issue of tracing cannot only be limited to Ministry of Finance. There is NFIU, there is EFCC, and some other relevant agency. So I would prefer that if we are going to leave this in, then it should be the Ministry of Finance adopt and order relevant agencies, which will include NFIU, EFCC, Central Bank, and others.
Thank you. Deputy Chairman, Finance.
Okay, I said my name is Said Musa Abdullahi. I represent Bida Bakokacha Federal Constituency from Niger State, Mr. Chairman. We already have relevant stakeholders, relevant agencies of government that are performing this function. NFIU, the Financial Crime Commission, they're already working hand in hand in tracing some of these funds. So I think it's needless for us to state this in our recommendation. So as well, I would recommend that we step it down. Thank you.
Security and Intelligence.
Thank you, sir. Right to what my honorable colleague says, Mr. Chairman, I think we need to step it down because the last paragraph of the sentence clearly says that tracing insurgency finances, that has to do with terrorism finances, which these days globally we are seeing how terrorism were financed using USDT and cryptocurrencies, which I believe only NFIU and the Office of the National Security have that facility in blockchain to trace and detect and communicate globally.
So for the sixth step down by the leave of the House. Huh?
The amendment that NFIU and other relevant agencies should be asked to carry out these tasks. And let me also caution, let us not be too sensitive when it comes to auditing security fund, because that's what I've observed. It's like we're very sensitive to say, look, there are agencies that perform these tasks, where this is a parliament. And if we think that we don't want to allow this one's function, then let us use our Public Accounts Committee and ask them to do status inquiry on these funds. And that's the only way we can actually strengthen ourselves.
You just made the suggestion of status inquiry, and that is what the parliament usually use when a situation like this arises. So we can ask our Committee on Public Account to do a status inquiry on some of these agencies. For the sister, by the leave of the House. 47, the emergency relief, trauma care, and stabilization programs be rapidly deployed to affected communities. Local hunters, vigilantes, forest guard network, and ranger units should be regularized, trained, funded, and integrated into a formal national framework that ensures lawful operation and strengthens community-based security support. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, respected colleagues. I would like to amend this number 48 by suggesting that we should incorporate the retired military able retired security personnel to this number 48 so that they can complement
that what?
Number 48, that we should add the retired security personnel to it so that they can complement.
We have already captured the retired ones in the previous one.
Yeah.
Right? We've already captured them. All right, thank you. So 48 carried. Yes, Isiaka, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, sir. I'm just a bit worried about the languages, that they are very specific and they are not generic. Local hunters limits that to only hunters. Vigilantes limits this to vigilantes. Forest guard networks limits to that, and ranger units. I'm afraid that in some other areas within the country, maybe they are not addressed as such. Does it mean they should not be? Thank you very much, sir. If there are clarifications.
You can say or the likes. What do you want to say that? Because or the likes.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. So that those that we don't even know, maybe they are in Edo or they are in Kaduna and they are called another name, and they fall within these categories of local security
it's allowed.
agencies.
It's rules of general interpretation.
Yes, sir.
It's allowed. Or the likes. That will now be those who perform.
Okay, sir.
So
my amendments will now read: local hunters, vigilantes, forest guards, networks, ranger units, and the likes should be regularized, trained, funded, and integrated. So to make it more accommodating, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm a little bit cautious on introducing other terms because of all the agencies here that are mentioned here. I know of laws establishing them, passed by this National Assembly, recognizing them. And so when we begin to allow other definitions that anybody can go and use, you can go and introduce another one that can be of security risks, and we are the ones who are asking for that. I think we have to be, I am asking for questions, sir. All these ones that are mentioned here, if you go through our archives, they are laws established, passed by the National Assembly. Yes, sir. I'm very sure of what I'm saying. No, I say the laws with their functions at times are recognition. I say it's better to be open to bring out the ones that we want. If they are not recognized by law, we can put other law and others recognized by our law, so that we don't go and introduce another gang then may come and become a problem.
All right. I think if we're going to achieve the one that is written under this one, is enough. Any extra, may not be so significant, because by the time you look at the number of platforms registered here, local hunters, vigilantes, forest guard, rangers, it's a lot. NSI.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Regarding number 48, sir, if you look at number 34 again, in number 34, we clearly mention community policing, neighborhood watch. Neighborhood watch includes vigilante, civilian JTF, Amotekun in the southwest, etc. All can be classified as neighborhood watch, community policing. Then I think it's a repetitive here, formally be integrated into Nigerian security metrics and clear regulated framework. 48 also says clearly, is it 48? Yeah. Yes, 48. Local hunters vigilante. I want us to clearly identify what the community policing aspect of it and the neighborhood watch, in tandem with what we have here, local hunters vigilante. So also issue of the forest guard mentioned here. Currently, sir, the forest guard is being managed by the Department.
So what is your contribution?
My contribution here is that we should clearly state the community, join the community watch, hunters, vigilante for their civilian JTF, whatever name you have in your state, for a national framework, and also distinct forest guard that is currently receiving training with the state services under the Ministry of Environment. Then the president has given directives for 100,000 employment to bring in where we will participate in their recruitment instead of now allowing them.
So what is your contribution to this 48?
They should be combined, merged together, removed, make another heading for proper institutionalization of the regulation of the traditional institution mentioned in 34. So also bring in forest guard and make a heading recommendation by the collective decision of this honorable chamber, and then combine the community watch, vigilante, hunters together for the national.
But I don't see anything.
Thank you very much.
I don't see anything wrong in asking for local hunters, vigilantes, forest guard network, and ranger unit, that they should be regularized. No better, please see me. Now they should be regularized. Trained, funded, and integrated into a national framework. It doesn't mean that all of them should be under one framework. It's just that each of them should have a national framework independently. Yeah, it doesn't mean that all of them are coming. It's not a joint task. They are two different things. They are not a joint task. It's an independent national framework for each of them. That's what this is saying. It's not a joint task. What is different between
Chairman, sir.
But they are all synonymous. You want us to use one word for all of them? They are part of political community.
Speaking just to be
Okay, you are saying
they should be no, we cannot match them. Mr. Chair.
Okay, SMA, let me hear you. We can't break them like that one by one. This is a recommendation.
Chairman, I think just to write on what he has said, in simple language, it's just calling for the merger of 34 and 48 because of the similarities in the recommendation.
Okay.
Yeah. If
to merge 34 and 48.
Yes, there's similarity. it will be more like tautology, repetition. Not harmful, but we can do it in a neater way.
I think one
that's,
is integration, one is funding. So to push them together is what they are asking for.
Yes, exactly. Just to merge 34 and 48 because the recommendations are very, very similar.
I think we can do that. Yeah. Carried. 38 and 40. 34 and 48 carried. Yes, please. Yeah, okay, so see that if the governor has gone down, let's look at other ones. It's 3 o'clock. (49) The Religious Protection Council, that the Religious Protection Council be established under the National Security Advisor to monitor attacks, promote interfaith dialogue, and submit annual report to the National Assembly. Carried? Okay, let's hear you.
Thank you, sir. My observation on this particular thing, Mr. Speaker, the Office of the National Security Advisor is a very sensitive office. And usually, they say it's only responsible to the president. And in a situation where SGF, so the channel of communication here can be very complex and complicating in a situation where the other side is overwhelmed by other activities. So I want to say that the issue of National Security Advisor reporting to the National Assembly, I think the commission is very necessary, but the use of the Office of National Security Advisor, I think we should remove it. That's my amendment.
Yes.
So my amendment. Wait now.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I want to call for an amendment to the recommendation. The recommendation is that the Religious Protection Council be established under the National Security Advisor to monitor attacks. No, I think it's to promote interfaith dialogue, not to monitor attacks. They do not have. We already have agencies with the mandate to monitor some of these attacks that are going on in the country. So I think it's better to give them the mandate to promote interfaith dialogue. There is already a council that is under the office of the SGF, chaired by Sultan, and I think the president of Khan. I don't know if they have this legal backing, but there's already a council. So I think we should remove the monitoring of attacks and leave it as promoting interfaith dialogue.
Carried. (50) That a joint national security operation task force be established, comprising the armed forces, police, DSS, NIA, NSC, DC, and other stakeholders under unified command with clear accountability. Carried? Yes?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Joint National Security Operation Task Force be established. So this, mostly in terms of rules of engagement, comes as a result of an issue or ongoing operation. For instance, in the Northeast, today we have the theater operation.
What are you suggesting? So we don't have time.
We need to remove it. The operation warrants them. That's why we have, based on what they have on the ground, they will set up this.
Leader, yes. Do you have something to say?
You should just remove it, sir.
Okay, 50 dropped by the leave of the House. 51, that weapon mop-up operation continue across all affected regions. Weapon mop-up operation.
Carry. Yes.
Carried?
Yes, carry.
Yes.
They are doing it, carry.
Put your microphone on. Somebody, Satomi, speak and turn off your mic so that others can speak.
Thank you, Chairman. We corrected this during the review, that this mop-up should continue across the country. not only in affected regions.
Okay, across the country. So it's not affected community, it should be across the country. Yes, what's the observation?
Mr. Chairman, Akintunde Rotimi Jr., I would want to suggest that this is similar to 21. We can add it to 21 to strengthen the resolution in 21, sir.
No, they are different. They're not the same. Mop up is what you mop up from criminals. This one is accountability mechanism for the services. You can't join two of them. It is only when you are offloading what you have mopped up and you want the government to own it, then through inventory, push it into the system, put them under serial, this and put tracking device there. It should be different. 52. Yes.
Because, sorry, please. I say I'm sorry. The gavel have gone. But I thought we have an agency established by act of this parliament. And that's the small and light weapon. Rather than putting this one and then putting back, we should rather call on them or put it to them that they should live up to their own responsibility.
Which one, the small arm?
Yes, sir, about the mopping up. Yes. Thank you, sir.
But are they the only one doing the mop-up? They are not the only one doing the mop-up.
They are the sole...
So when we say mop-up should continue, it's both them and other people who are helping. So leave it as it is. Leave it as it is, because there are other agencies doing mop-up. They can offload to the small arm agency. But the DSS is doing mop-up, NSA is doing mop-up, all of them, NIA, they are doing mop-up. When they bring it, they can now hand it over to... So what we are saying is generally that mop-up, weapon mop-up should continue.
Continue.
It doesn't matter the agency they are using, they should continue.
Continue.
That a national early warning system be institutionalized, integrating technology-driven surveillance and community intelligence network. Carried. That this resolution shall be transmitted to the executive arm of government, all security agencies, state governments, and other relevant institutions for urgent implementation in the interest of national stability and public safety. Carried.
Because before the gavel will fall, that 53 will run to 54, but we are somehow putting 53 before 54, whereas reverse supposed to be the case.
You just change the numbering. We'll just swap it. It's all right. We'll correct that. But let's do 54 first.
Okay.
So 53 carried. This 53 is carried as 54. And 54 carried. 54 is carried as 53. That has cured what you wanted to cure, isn't it? Good. Leader, move that the House go back to plenary to report progress.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I rise to move that the House do resolve to plenary and for the chairman sitting as speaker to report progress to the House. I so move.
Please, minority, second.
Mr. Chairman, my dear colleagues, I second the motion as moved by the House Leader. I so second.
The motion to revert to plenary has been moved. These have been seconded. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. I must thank you very much for participating fully in this engagement. We will have to go to plenary now to report progress. Honorable colleagues, the House and Committee of the Whole considered a report on the draft resolution of the House of Representatives on national security reforms and enhancement on the rising insecurity across the Federation. During that engagement, adopted some of the provisions of the debate as recommended by the committee that compiled the debate. These recommendations, when approved, will become resolutions of the Parliament. The Committee of the Whole, the House, approved recommendations 5 to 14 as approved, also recommendation 15 as amended. Approved recommendation 16, approved recommendation 17 as amended. Approved recommendation 8 to 21, approved recommendation 22 and 23 as amended. Approved recommendation 24 and 25, approved recommendation 26 as amended. Approved recommendation 27 to 31 and deleted recommendation 32 by the leave of the House. Approved recommendation 33 as amended. Approved recommendation 34. Deleted recommendation 35 by the leave of the House. Approved recommendation 36 to 38. The House approved recommendation 39 and 40 as amended and approved recommendation 41. Committee of the Whole deleted recommendation 42 to 46 by the leave of the House and approved recommendation 47, merged recommendation 48 with 34, earlier approved. And approved recommendation 49 as amended, deleted recommendation 50 by the leave of the House. Committee approved recommendation 51 as amended and approved recommendation 52 to 54 of the report. Leader, please move that the House do adopt this report from the Committee of the Whole as the working instrument of the Parliament.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to move that the House do adopt the report just given by Mr. Speaker as an accurate rendition of what the House approved at the Committee of the Whole as working instruments of the House. I so move.
Thank you. Minority Leader, please, if you may, second.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I second the motion that the House do adopt the report as a working instrument of the House. I so second.
Thank you. Motion has been moved for the adoption of this report from the Committee of the Whole as a working instrument of the Parliament. This motion has been firmly seconded by the Minority Leader. The question is now open to the House. Those in support that we adopt this recommendation as a working instrument of the House, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. But these adoption, these documents, recommendation becomes resolution and it's a working instrument of the Parliament. We also resolve that these particular documents should be transmitted immediately to the Senate for their concurrence, and thereafter onward transmission to the Executive for execution. Having come to the end of the business of the day today, I hereby ask the Leader of the House move a motion for adjournment to tomorrow, same time, same place. But let me say this, that today you all in this room have displayed consistency, dedication, commitment, hard work, interest to Nigeria's security. A whole week you deliberated on this issue. You followed this through till this time. Look at the time, 3:23. We'll be sitting from 11. If this is not patriotism, I wonder what is. If this is not strong parliamentary practice and dedication, I wonder what is. This is my way of commending you from the chair for the seriousness you have shown to this mandate of the Constitution, that we are supposed, as government, to protect lives and properties. For you to prioritize this, for you to sacrifice on this, means that you are constituent, and Nigeria as a whole is proud of you. I want to say thank you. Please lead a move that the House do adjourn, unless you want us to stay longer.
Well, Mr. Speaker, staying longer will not be a bad idea. But at this point, I don't want to draw the wrath of my colleagues. So it is with all pleasure I move that the House do adjourn plenary to tomorrow, same venue, 11 a.m. I so move.
Thank you, Leader of Leaders. The floor is yours, Minority Leader, if you want us to leave.
Thank you, sir. Staying longer is a bad idea. I second the motion for adjournment. I so second.
Before I ask the question, let me announce this committee membership. Others will be announced by tomorrow because we are still compiling. Ad hoc committee on the urgent need to investigate the status of funds recovered from the National Social Investment Program. To chair this committee is Right Honorable Babajimi Benson. Honorable Saidu Musa Abdullahi will be the deputy. Dr. Kalejai Adeboye Paul, member. Honorable Mukhtar Shagaya, member. Siri Hart, member. Obi Lilian Rubu, member. Jeremiah Umaru, member. Aliyu Aminu Garu, member. Ben Etana Bene, member. Honorable Amos Guna Guamna, member. Honorable Mark Chidiobeta, member. Peter Nyekwe, member. Honorable Lawa Shetima, member. Honorable Zainab Gimba, member. Honorable Ambarura, member. Honorable Mohammed Bello R.L.5, member. The membership cuts across the geopolitical zones of the country. Congratulations to the members of this committee, and we hope that you activate the mandate of this NSEPA that is a bit slowed down because of lack of funds. I want to ask the question, those in support of the motion that be moved and seconded that the House do adjourn till tomorrow, same time, same place, say aye. This letter will be read by tomorrow under the camera. Those against say nay. The nays will stay and the eyes like us will go. House is hereby adjourned to tomorrow, same time, same place.
So you are happy?